As the heated competition continued within the incense pavilion, some hidden forces in the distance began to stir with restless intent. Outside the Xuanling royal family, in Xuanling City, inside a large auction house in Xuanling City, a lavishly decorated room was filled with gold and jewels, exuding an air of luxury. At that moment, a graceful figure lay slowly on a bed. Suddenly, a ripple in the space a few meters away appeared, and a cloud of black mist materialized. "Isn't that Enya? It really has been a long time." A sweet voice slowly drifted from the bed, where a woman with a tempting curve on her lips smiled faintly. Upon closer inspection, it was none other than Blood Rose, the one who controlled not only the Xuanling royal family but also the auctions in Xuanling City. "Heh, Blood Rose, it seems life has been treating you quite well," the man referred to as Enya snorted coldly. Dressed in a black robe, his entire figure was shrouded in darkness, with a sinister crow perched on his shoulder. "Well, it's not my fault you missed your opportunity back then," Blood Rose replied lazily, still reclining on the bed, her fair skin and certain mysterious areas partially visible, adding to her allure. "The grave-digging lord sent me to tell you the plan needs to move forward," Enya said, remaining unaffected by Blood Rose's seductive manner. "Humph. The grave-digging ghost immortal better not mess this up. After all, impatience won't get you anywhere," Blood Rose teased with a hint of playfulness. According to his instructions, the incense pavilion is currently holding a competition at Falling Spirit Mountain. "I've already sent people there," Enya replied calmly. "What?" Blood Rose's expression shifted sharply as she stood up, her brows furrowing in anger at Enya. "Grave digging," she shouted, her voice filled with rage. "You fools will get us all killed. We've been preparing for centuries. No matter how deep the grudge, shouldn't we wait a little longer?" Blood Rose's eyes glowed with a tint of red, her body emitting a chilling ghostly chi as she berated Enya. "I'm just following orders," Enya said coolly, unaffected by Blood Rose's intense pressure. The crow on his shoulder let out a strange sound. "Recall your people at once. Nothing can go wrong at this critical juncture," Blood Rose demanded, knowing her strength was on par with Enya's. After all, both of them were among the 9 ghost emperors of the ghost realm. "It's too late. He's already entered Falling Spirit Mountain," Enya responded, his face remaining impassive. "Humph. Don't think I don't know what you're after." The twin ghost emperors brought their downfall upon themselves, and the heart of the ghost emperor isn't in that human's possession. There were still some mysterious experts in the EngSubs forest back then, so I suspect the heart of the ghost emperor has already been taken by someone else. Blood Rose naturally saw through the grave-digging ghost immortal's motives. "That's just one theory. I'm not privy to Lord Ghost Immortal's full intentions. I'm simply carrying out orders." "I'm only here to inform you," Enya said, his voice cold and eerie. "I understand. I'll let this slide, but if you act without consulting us again, the other 2 ghost immortals won't let it go so easily." Blood Rose bit her lip and spoke with a stern tone. "Each serves their master," Enya replied indifferently. Without further delay, he dissolved into a swarm of crows and disappeared from the room. As Enya vanished, the rage Blood Rose had been suppressing suddenly erupted. Waves of chilling, sinister ghostly chi filled the air, and she muttered angrily, "Damn you, grave-digging ghost immortal, what are you really up to?" Blood Rose was well aware of the grudge between the grave-digging ghost immortal and the incense pavilion, but the ghost immortal was known for his low-profile actions. There was no way she believed he would make a move against the incense pavilion just for personal revenge. "Come here," Blood Rose commanded after a brief moment of thought, unable to reach a conclusion. "Yes, Ghost Emperor. What are your orders?" As soon as her words fell, a ghost guard from outside appeared instantly. Blood Rose had trained a dozen ghost guards under her command, all of whom were her most trusted subordinates. "Find out what the grave-digging ghost immortal has been up to lately, and check if, aside from the 3 current pathways, Enya and his people have found another entrance to the mystic 3 heavens," Blood Rose ordered coldly. "Yes." The ghost guard bowed respectfully and retreated without further disturbance. "Damn it, grave-digging ghost immortal. What exactly are you planning?" Blood Rose couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The grave-digging Ghost Immortal, along with the other two Ghost Immortals, had their own respective Ghost Emperors under their command. Each Ghost Emperor followed a different Ghost Immortal. Enya was fiercely loyal to the grave-digging Ghost Immortal, and Blood Rose could never understand why he never betrayed him. What Blood Rose did know was that the grave-digging Ghost Immortal only had Enya by his side, while her own Ghost Immortal commanded two Ghost Emperors. As for the last one, Blood Rose had no knowledge. It seems that ever since Blood Rose entered the mystic three heavens hundreds of years ago, she's been living quite comfortably. Somewhere in Xuanling City, Enya's figure slowly appeared. Gazing at the massive auction house controlled by Blood Rose, he couldn't help but mutter to himself, "I wonder when I'll get to live a life like that." The ghost realm may have its merits, but its eternal darkness is nothing compared to the bustling world of humans. If the grave-digging Ghost Immortal's plan succeeds, I'll finally repay my debt and retire from the ghost realm, finding a sacred land to live out my years in peace. A bitter smile appeared on Enya's face. Far away, outside the incense pavilion, a man clad in a black robe, shrouded in swirling black mist, slowly removed his hood, revealing a wicked grin. "This time, you really made me search hard for you." The figure shrouded in ghostly chi spoke, making a quick slash through the air. Instantly, a scroll appeared in his hand, which he promptly threw into the void ahead. Swoosh! In the next moment, the space before the man trembled violently, transforming into a vortex, as if it were a portal to another dimension. Luckily, I had the space transfer scroll given to me by Enya, or I might not have found the coordinates for Falling Spirit Mountain. Xiao Yan, heart of the Ghost Emperor, here I come. With those words, the man leaped into the vortex and vanished. As he reappeared not far from the incense pavilion, the skies above the domain of scorched heavens suddenly grew restless, as though reacting defensively on their own. What's happening? Some disciples who hadn't participated in the team trials looked up in confusion at the strange disturbance in the sky. Nothing, everyone. Carry on with your tasks. One disciple spoke calmly, and upon hearing this, the others quickly resumed their activities, no longer hesitating. It's been quite chaotic lately. I should report this to the elders. The disciple muttered, vanishing immediately, clearly heading off to find someone important. Swoosh! On an empty clearing in Falling Spirit Mountain, tall trees provided ample cover, ensuring no one would discover this secluded spot. A man with a heavy ruler strapped to his back was moving swiftly among the trees. At his feet lay a blue fire bowl, its twin horns faintly flickering with yellow flames, now barely clinging to life. Strange, these death beasts clearly have some blood in them, but why? Xiao Yan had gravely injured the blue fire bowl and had been following it closely. After trailing the beast, Xiao Yan noticed that despite the serious wounds, the blood had only flowed for a few minutes before abruptly stopping. The blue fire bowl collapsed with a heavy thud. SSSS. Seeing the beast fall, Xiao Yan rushed over, using familiar techniques to search for the presence of a magic core. This is the 10th one already, and still no magic core? Xiao Yan shook his head in confusion. It seems there's some deeper mystery within Falling Spirit Mountain. I can feel it. It seems to be connected to the mountain range where the 3 king-level death beasts reside. Heart Rock had also sensed something unusual over the past few days. But even if these death beasts don't have magic cores, why is the blood within them so thin? I've been careful not to overexert my strength. There's no way they could have bled out because of me, Xiao Yan murmured. He examined the blue fireball's body again but found nothing. Sigh, what terrible luck. Every death beast in this mountain is the same. Could it be that the blood in these death beasts only amounts to 1/10 of what a normal magical beast would have? Where did the rest of the blood and the magic cores go? Xiao Yan muttered, stepping over the blue fireball's corpse. Over the past few days, Xiao Yan had killed quite a few death beasts, the strongest of which was at the late 6-star Do-D level. But for someone like Xiao Yan, they posed no real challenge. However, after multiple kills, he had noticed something odd about these death beasts. They indeed had blood, but in extremely small quantities. If a normal magical beast's body contained 100 units of blood, These death beasts had only about 10, and none of the death beasts had magic cores. While it wasn't unheard of for magical beasts to lack magic cores, for those at or above the Do-D level, it was exceedingly rare unless under very special circumstances. Forget it. I should head back. Once I find the wooden token, I can enter the territory of the 5-element beast. I must get its body, as it's the final material needed to resurrect ancestor Xiao Xian. Xiao Yan's thoughts shifted as he felt a faint tremor from the trace of Xiao Xian's aura within him. Let's go. I've been away long enough. If something happens to Mu Yingying and the others, they might not fare well. With that, Xiao Yan burned the corpse of the death beast to ashes and began retracing his steps. Moving at incredible speed, Xiao Yan returned to the spot where he had parted ways with Mu Yingying and the others in just a few hours. Where are they? Upon arriving, Xiao Yan used his soul force to scan the area, confirming the lingering presence of Mu Yingying and the others, but no one was in sight. Sweeping his gaze around, he saw no signs of life and furrowed his brow. Thanks to his sharp perception, Xiao Yan noticed not only the faint aura of Mu Yingying and the others, but also traces of another group, weak but detectable. Flames. Suddenly, a small wisp of blue fire emerged from the large shrub in front of him. Come here, Xiao Yan said softly, drawing the blue flame towards him with a strong pull. I see. So they encountered some powerful enemies and sent this flame as a warning. I need to be cautious. After sensing the message carried by the flame, Xiao Yan muttered to himself. Heh, so this is the guy everyone in the human hall has been talking about? Turns out he's just a greenhorn. As Xiao Yan was about to leave, 5 terrifying figures suddenly emerged from the surrounding shrubs. Among the 5, 4 men and 1 woman formed a tight circle around Xiao Yan. The woman, in particular, fixed her gaze on him, trying to track his every move. What an impressive lineup. Xiao Yan felt a rush of heat to his head. The previous leader of the Rainbow Squad, Xuanling, had only reached the peak of the mid-6-star Do-D stage. But now, the strength of the squad before Xiao Yan had clearly surpassed that by several levels. I wonder who you all might be. Xiao Yan had just started to speak when he was interrupted by one of the 5 individuals. Cut the crap. Hand over your token and get lost from Falling Spirit Mountain. A burly man, clearly of the power type, sternly demanded. Token? Huh? Xiao Yan shrugged nonchalantly and slowly turned his gaze toward the person in the center of the 5. For some reason, with his keen senses and his own late 6-star Do-D strength, Xiao Yan felt an overwhelmingly powerful pressure emanating from this figure. Captain, this kid, the burly man, displeased with the situation, turned toward the man in the center of their group and spoke. Killing the twin ghost emperors does give him some arrogance. The leader of the Dawn squad spoke slowly. But in the face of absolute strength, I believe that arrogance will be completely crushed. We are the Dawn squad. I'm Guanglu, and she's my fiancée, Li. That's Tan Xiaoyang, and those are Qianzhang and Qianqiu. Guanglu introduced them one by one. Xiao Yan, I've heard of your deeds at the Incense Pavilion, but we won't hold back. I'm eager to see just how powerful the one who killed the twin ghost emperors truly is. Attack together, Guanglu ordered calmly. While he had initially doubted the rumors of Xiao Yan slaying the twin ghost emperors, information from their Earth Hall's Hall Master convinced him that Xiao Yan was no ordinary individual, prompting him to remain cautious. Damn it, 5 against 1? Don't you guys have any shame? Xiao Yan's expression darkened. He quickly summoned his brilliant Do Qi, his full attention now focused on the Dawn squad. Facing just their captain, Guanglu, would already be a challenge for Xiao Yan, not to mention having to deal with the other 4 formidable members. The Dawn squad clearly wasn't a group to be taken lightly. Just as that thought crossed his mind, the Dawn squad launched a fierce assault. Move! As Guanglu gave the order, the remaining 4 members of the Dawn squad moved with precision, forming a 5-pointed star formation, surrounding Xiao Yan tightly. Huh! Xiao Yan let out a low shout. Though his expression remained calm, his mind was highly alert. Clearly, whether it was Guanglu alone or the full force of the squad, their strength was terrifying. Xiao Yan, this time, even with your immense abilities, you won't escape. The burly Qianzhang spoke menacingly, his voice filled with a dangerous edge. 5 of them, truly a tough challenge. But Xiao Yan's eyes suddenly gleamed with a fiery intensity. If that's the case, let's fight. His entire body surged with flaming do qi, and he firmly gripped the ancient ruler of heavenly flames in his hand, exuding a battle-hardened aura. Ever since leaving the desert mountain range, Xiao Yan hadn't fought with his full strength. Now, even against an entire squad, he was fearless. A 6-star do di, just as expected? Qianzhang muttered in surprise. Even though he had already known that Xiao Yan was the strongest in the human hall, now witnessing it in person was still shocking. Late 6-star do di, this kid's growth is terrifying. I remember when he joined the human hall, he was only a 4-star do di. In just 5 years away from the incense pavilion, he's improved this much? This must be the work of the human hall's vice hall master. Guanglu observed as Xiao Yan's terrifying do qi rippled through the air, confirming his exact strength. Now that Xiao Yan had unleashed his ancient ruler of heavenly flames without holding back, his late 6-star do di level was on full display. Is that 7th-rank life force? Qianxiu, who was slimmer compared to his burly brother, Qianzhang, asked curiously. Both brothers had reached the mid-6-star do di stage, with 5th-rank life force. No, that's not life force. Suddenly, Li, who was standing beside Guanglu, tugged at his wrist, dispelling his confusion. As Guanglu snapped out of it, he immediately noticed something unusual about Xiao Yan. Enough talking. Hand over the token, or you'll suffer. Without any intention of further dialogue, Qianzhang stomped the ground with immense force. Boom, boom, boom. His stomp, empowered by his mid-6-star do di strength and immense physical power, caused the ground to split open, sending cracks shooting toward Xiao Yan. Back away. Guanglu shouted sharply, though he didn't stop Qianzhang. With Guanglu's perfect 6-star do di strength, he wanted to observe Xiao Yan's power before deciding whether he needed to personally intervene. The remaining 4 members of the Dawn squad quickly retreated as Qianzhang launched his attack. Weren't we supposed to attack together? Qianxiu asked, puzzled by his captain's actions as he withdrew from the combat zone. He couldn't quite understand what Guanglu was planning. There's something off about Xiao Yan. Look closely. As you know, any do di who breaks through to the 6-star do di stage must undergo the 6-star do di tribulation and, upon success, will possess life force. This is truly unbelievable. Guanglu watched from the side, quietly observing the exchange between Xiao Yan and Qianzhang. Don't rush. Let's watch for now. Although Qianzhang is only at the mid-6-star do di stage, his strength could rival even a late 6-star do di. Guanglu knew that Qianxiu was worried about Qianzhang's safety and spoke up to reassure him. All right. With his captain's words, Qianxiu felt a sense of relief. What on earth are these guys up to? Xiao Yan had prepared to face all 5 opponents, but to his surprise, 4 of them suddenly left the battlefield. Boy, losing focus in battle is a sure path to death. In the next moment, the massive crack on the ground beneath Qianzhang, spanning several dozen meters, surged toward Xiao Yan. Perfect timing. Xiao Yan had no time to overthink. He thrust the ancient ruler of heavenly flames into the ground, and terrifying flames erupted from within him. The flames coursed through his hands and into the ruler, sending a blazing wave underground to meet the advancing crack. Boom, boom, boom. The moment the fiery wave made contact, a deafening explosion followed, sending sand and stones flying as it burst from the ground. That's the spirit. Qianzhang, though focused on the battle, clearly enjoyed the fight. Let's go again. Even though the wooden token was his primary goal, he relished the challenge. In the midst of the chaos, Xiao Yan gripped the ancient ruler of heavenly flames with both hands and pulled it from the ground. His eyes blazed with intense flames as he shouted, "Second strike of the 7-fold heaven-shattering ruler. Wave stacking 1,000 rulers." A terrifying roar filled the air, and Qianzhang suddenly found himself surrounded by countless massive, black rulers. Despite their heaviness, he sensed an unprecedented surge of heat radiating from them, making him instinctively alarmed. The flames this kid is using, something's wrong. Qianzhong had no time to ponder further as he unleashed his full strength in an attempt to fend off the deadly attack. Boom, boom, boom. Thousands of ruler-shaped flames rained down upon him. The sheer force of the attack would have reduced even a late 6-star Do-D to shreds. Damn it! Qianzhong hastily erected a yellow earthen wall, infused with radiant life force. Yet before it could fully unleash its power, Xiao Yan's relentless barrage dimmed the wall's brilliance. You think you can stop my imperial flame with that? Xiao Yan's voice dripped with disdain. The imperial flame, born from the fusion of 23 types of heavenly flames, combined with the power of the sacred flame, was a force to be reckoned with. Netherworld heavenly wrath. Xiao Yan quietly invoked the technique, and his powerful soul force surged directly at Qianzhong. The attack, while targeted, was devastating, causing Qianzhong to feel a wave of dizziness. Arg! Under the combined assault of Xiao Yan's soul attack and the ancient ruler of heavenly flames, Qianzhong finally crumbled, dropping to his knees with a continuous stream of painful screams. The flames this kid commands are terrifying, far beyond even some of the elder alchemists in the pavilion. What is his secret? Guanglu thought to himself, but had no time to hesitate. Save him. Move in. Surround him. Guanglu realized the depth of Xiao Yan's strength and ordered the others into action. Without missing a beat, the 4 remaining team members steeled their resolve and rushed into the battlefield. Still couldn't take one of them down. Xiao Yan glanced at Qianzhong, who had been saved by Guanglu, and shook his head slightly. Xiao Yan's earlier plan was to use the surprise soul attack in conjunction with the 7-fold heaven-shattering ruler to swiftly reduce the Dawn Squad's numbers. He had nearly succeeded in gravely wounding Qianzhong, but Guanglu had intervened just in time. Looks like you've been hiding quite well. No wonder Wang Chun couldn't last a single round against you. Guanglu pulled Qianzhong back, and a powerful wave of energy from him easily dispelled Xiao Yan's lingering attacks. It wasn't that Xiao Yan's assault lacked power, but much of the force from the 7-fold heaven-shattering ruler had already been absorbed by Qianzhong, allowing Guanglu to neutralize the remaining impact effortlessly. Captain, this kid is really strong. Qianzhang's muscular body bore visible scorch marks, and his face clearly showed signs of pain. You shouldn't have been taken down by just one hit from him. Qianxiu approached his brother, knowing better than anyone how resilient Qianzhong was, both in strength and defense. It wasn't like him to be defeated so easily. I'm not sure. Just now, it felt like Xiao Yan launched some kind of attack that made my head spin. That's when those ruler shadows broke through my defenses, Qianzhong replied, shaking his head. I suspect it was a soul attack. And Li, who had been silent, finally spoke up. A soul attack? Guanglu was slightly surprised. Yes, I sensed a brief but distinct fluctuation just now. It's highly likely that Xiao Yan used his soul force to attack, and Li explained. You're an alchemist too. How could his soul force have slipped past your senses? Guanglu trusted his fiancée, and Li, but he was puzzled. His soul power is stronger than mine. In other words, Xiao Yan is an alchemist more powerful than me, and Yi muttered to herself, still in disbelief. She had just recently become a first-rank alchemist of the imperial class, thanks largely to the efforts of her family and her fiancé, Guanglu. Yet, Xiao Yan seemed to have surpassed her effortlessly. These guys. Xiao Yan glanced helplessly at the Dawn Squad, who were busy discussing strategies. It was as if they owned the place. Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing just how big of a challenge they can bring, Xiao Yan said with a hint of expectation, as the spiritual power within him began to gather. His natal core inscription shook slightly, sending out subtle waves of energy that gradually enveloped the area. Enough talk. Let's move in and capture Xiao Yan. Guanglu commanded, fully aware that Xiao Yan was no ordinary opponent. However, Guanglu was no pushover either, so he wasted no time giving the order. This time, let's see where you can run. Among the 5 of them, Qianzhang's presence felt slightly weaker, though both he and Qianxiu were in the mid-6-star Do-D realm. The other man, a handsome fellow named Tan Xiaoyang, was also at the mid-6-star Do-D level. Adding Guanglu, who had reached the perfect 6-star Do-D stage, and Li, who was at the late 6-star Do-D, the The Dawn Squad was indeed a force to be reckoned with. Finally, it's starting. Xiao Yan had grown a bit impatient waiting for them to attack. As soon as they made their move, he stretched his body, and dazzling flames surged forth once more. The clash between Xiao Yan and the Dawn Squad erupted in an instant. Qinzhong, take the left. Qin Xiu, cover the right. Xiaoyang, handle suppression. I'll be the main attacker, and Li will assist. Guang Lu barked out orders as the five of them moved at incredible speed. This wasn't the first time they'd worked together. The Dawn Squad had previously hunted magical beasts and ventured into dangerous lands together, so their coordination was seamless. A cold snort echoed as 5 fiery Do-Chi attacks roared toward the group from Xiao Yan's side. Boom, boom, boom. Guang Lu was the first to face the oncoming assault. Raising his palm, Guang Lu unleashed a dazzling burst of white life force, shattering Xiao Yan's fiery Do-Chi streak. Xiao Yan wasn't surprised by this. After all, expecting such a simple technique to defeat a perfect 6-star Do-Di was nothing short of delusional. Break! Li's eyes flickered, and her vast soul power surged out, intercepting the remaining 4 fiery Do-Chi strikes. In the next moment, Li's soul power effortlessly neutralized Xiao Yan's attack. Her soul power is at the Imperial realm, Xiao Yan thought to himself, immediately discerning Li's level and realizing that she, too, was likely an alchemist. Kid, take this. Tan Xiaoyang suddenly appeared before Xiao Yan, moving like a ghost, a grin spreading across his face. His palm, glowing with terrifying life force, formed an imposing attack. Grand heavenly creation palm. Xiao Yan wasn't one to back down. With a quick flick of the ancient ruler of heavenly flames in his hand, an equally formidable surge of power manifested in his palm. Boom, boom, boom. The moment their attacks collided, waves of scorching fire rippled out in all directions. The source of this energy, it's Xiao Yan. Several kilometers away, Mu Yingying and her group appeared. Mu Yingying's eyes snapped open in realization. Xiao Yan's facing an enemy. We have to help him. Mu Yingying said urgently, already preparing to move. No, we're already here. If we wait, we can get a wooden token and enter the 5-element mountain range to hunt the 5-element beast. If we go now, we'll just waste time, Ling Xian protested, her mind filled with memories of Xiao Yan's brash attitude. Stay behind if you want, Mu Yingying responded coldly, not bothering to argue as she quickly ran toward Xiao Yan. The mysterious restrictions around Falling Spirit Mountain meant flying wasn't an option. You. Ling Xian fumed at Mu Yingying's disregard and turned toward Mu Feng and Lu Di, who stood by her. Are you going too? She asked, her tone accusatory. We're a team. We don't abandon our own, Mu Feng replied calmly. Sure, we want to win, but what's more important than that is our comrades. I believe if I were the one surrounded, Xiao Yan would be the first to come and save me. You're going to save him? Do you even know who's attacking him? It's the Dawn Squad. They have a perfect 6-star Do-Di leading them. You're just going to throw your lives away. Ling Xian's eyes reddened as she shouted. You're not fit for this team or for this competition, Lu Di said quietly before following Mu Feng, leaving Ling Xian standing there alone. Dad, what's friendship? Ling Xian's eyes watered slightly as her father's words echoed in her mind. Friendship means someone would risk everything for your safety. And what's love? Love is giving up the world for you. Damn it! Xiao Yan cursed under his breath. Captain, this kid's Do-Chi seems. Tan Xiaoyang spoke softly. Even though he had been attacking Xiao Yan relentlessly with Li's assistance, every single attack was blocked. It was as if Xiao Yan's Do-Chi was unaffected by the restrictions of Falling Spirit Mountain, as if it were endless. What they didn't realize was that Xiao Yan's constant replenishment of Do-Chi came from the pills he had swallowed. If he weren't an alchemist, he would have been exhausted long ago. Attack with everything you've got, Guang Lu whispered to himself. Tan Xiaoyang had thought that even if Xiao Yan had remarkable abilities, facing an entire squad would force him to retreat. Who would have guessed Xiao Yan was this formidable? Withered leaf palm. A flicker of determination flashed in Tan Xiaoyang's eyes. The radiant life force around him began to gather in his palm, exuding an aura of overwhelming destruction. Take this, Xiao Yan. In a blink, Tan Xiaoyang's figure vanished, reappearing beside Xiao Yan, his palm descending with a fearsome force. Netherworld finger. A cold humph escaped Xiao Yan's lips, and a towering beam of Do Qi, 100 feet in length, surged forward to meet the attack. Boom, boom, boom. As the two forces collided, a terrifying shockwave erupted. It's not over yet. As Tan Xiaoyang and Xiao Yan clashed, Qin Xiu sprang into action. In an instant, Qin Xiu's thin figure transformed into a streak of light, rushing towards Xiao Yan. Meteor slash. His entire body moved with blinding speed, and in the blink of an eye, he was at Xiao Yan's side, slashing toward him. Perfect timing. Xiao Yan, already prepared for others to join the fray, smiled as he saw Qin Xiu's attack. Boom, boom, boom. Xiao Yan retracted his netherworld finger and swiftly brandished the ancient ruler of heavenly flames, slamming it toward Qin Xiu with such force that even a late 6-star Do Di would struggle to withstand it. Swoosh, swoosh. Guanglu, as the squad leader, wasn't idle. Radiant life force surged from him, spreading towards his 4 teammates. With Guanglu's life force boosting them, Xiao Yan noticed that the strength of the 3 opponents he faced was steadily climbing, approaching the peak of mid-6-star Do Di, just a hair's breadth from the late 6-star Do Di stage. It seems Guanglu and Enli are hiding something. Xiao Yan kept his opponents at bay while swiftly calculating in his mind. For some reason, Xiao Yan sensed an unprecedented ripple from both Guanglu and Enli, a ripple that filled him with unease. They're tougher than I expected, Xiao Yan murmured, just as a familiar figure suddenly appeared. 2 Xiao Yans. The 3 who were attacking, Tan Xiaoyang, Qin Xiu, and another, stared in disbelief at the second Xiao Yan. A solid entity, condensed from Imperial Realm mortal grade soul power? Enli, standing beside Guanglu, exclaimed as the second Xiao Yan appeared. A soul clone? Qin Zhang, seeing this, briefly hesitated, his fearsome attack pausing for a moment. Indeed, a soul clone. Soul clones are a favored technique of powerful alchemists. With 2 bodies of equal strength, their coordination surpasses most, said Enya, her gaze serious. It was clear that Xiao Yan's strength had reached the late 6-star Do Di stage, and now, with a clone of the same power, their coordination was nearly flawless. Long time no see, Xiao Yan, clad in his usual green robe, spoke to the white-clad soul clone that had emerged from his sea of soul. You're certainly fearless, the white Xiao Yan responded, taking just a glance to assess the strength of the 5 before him. 3 mid-6-star Do Dis, 1 late 6-star Do Di, and 1 at the peak of the 6-star Do Di stage. Such a fearsome formation could rival that of a small sect. Yet Xiao Yan intended to challenge them single-handedly. Let's do this. It's been a while since I've had a proper fight. Xiao Yan nodded to his clone, his voice filled with fiery anticipation. Let's show them what we're made of, the white Xiao Yan said, and with that, the imperial flames surged around both of them, unleashing an earth-shattering aura. Captain, what should we do now? Qin Zhang asked, his tone tense. 1 Xiao Yan had already pushed them to their limits, but now, there were 2. Fall back. I underestimated him. Who would have thought this kid possessed such immense soul power, enough to create a soul clone? That's what caught us off guard, Guanglu said quietly, glancing at Enli beside him. When it came to soul power, no one in their team knew more than her. A soul clone is an invaluable partner in both battle and alchemy, though the conditions to create one are extremely harsh. Imperial Realm mortal grade soul power is just the beginning, Enya added, a hint of envy in her eyes. As an alchemist, there was no greater desire than to create a soul clone. Not only could it increase the success rate of refining pills, but it was also a tremendous asset in battle. You're an alchemist, aren't you? Enya asked, her gaze sharp. Xiao Yan, sensing something, signaled his soul clone to hold back and shifted his attention to Enli. I can tell you're quite smart. How about joining our team? While we may not be the strongest among the 10 teams, we're definitely in the top 3, Enli said softly, offering an olive branch to Xiao Yan. Join you? I'm not interested. But if you hand over the tokens in your possession, I might consider letting you go, Xiao Yan replied with a calm, almost indifferent tone. Arrogant brat, you'll regret this. Guang Lu quickly stepped in front of Enli, spitting out his words with venom. For some reason, as soon as Guang Lu finished speaking, a chill crept into Xiao Yan's heart. Stop holding back. Qinzhong, Qinxiu, Tan Xiaoyang, attack with all you've got. Enli, you coordinate with me. Guang Lu's command was followed by a sudden surge of power from the three others, their auras intensifying as they prepared to unleash their true strength. Meanwhile, Guang Lu and Enli, under everyone's watchful eyes, tightly embraced one another. Yet, what struck Xiao Yan was that the other three members of the Dawn Squad showed no reaction at all, as if this was entirely normal to them. What are these two planning? Xiao Yan's mind raced, but he had no time to focus on Guang Lu and Enli.